Hey, good evening, Canada, USA, worldwide, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Greginator. Some of you may know me as Greg, um, YouTuber, host with the most, the unstoppable independent podcaster and rookie podcaster of Queens, New York. And you're rocking with the 28th episode of Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, the Sports Edition show, where we talk everything in sports, which includes baseball, basketball, football, you just name it. Live and direct from StreamYard, YouTube, and of course, alongside with myself is the Instagram live feed. Make sure you turn on the notifications on the gram so you don't miss me in action on the topics that's going to be discussed in every episode, including today. So, um, now for those of you who may not know how I'm doing mentally, physically, and spiritually, well, for me, um, mentally, I had a little bit of a setback yesterday while I was at work. See, what happened was as I was co- what happened was as I was collecting cards, um, I started feeling a little. I started feeling like a little weak. And um, it was just close to my shift being over. So I had to sit down somewhere, and then I had to actually talk to someone and stuff. So and the thing that kind of struck me was like I'm not gonna say the person's name on here, but the thing that kind of struck me is basically this person was basically was a little animate and has a lot of animosity towards me, and I was like, what is going on here? And obviously she doesn't know what it's like to faint. She doesn't know what it's like to faint. And I never talked about this before, but after I got hired, um, it's something I'm not it's something I'm not really proud of, and it's something that I'm a little ashamed to talk about, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it anyway. See, what happened was I passed out. I passed out twice while I was at work, and and needless to know, it was very very hard for me to understand how I got this. But it's not something I was born with. It's just something that I've been dealing with. So I can't necessarily say that anybody can really relate, but it it really kind of took a toll out of me. But um so other than that, other than that, um physically physically I'm okay, and spiritually I'm hanging in there. So that kind of sums up your question right here. So anyway, let's get into a little something that I like to call the quick side bleacher bar. All right. Um, I'm gonna do a little something else with a little sound effect. So just give me a sec here. Let's see. Of course. All right. Okay. Our first topic in sports today is in regards to a former NBA player who passed away. Um, Here we go. So, the former NBA player's name is Adriane Payne. So, here's what's happening here. Former Michigan State basketball standout and NBA player Adriane Payne has died in a shooting. He was 31. He was 31. Oh boy. Hold on. Yeah, he's 31. Yes. The sheriff's office in Orange County, Florida, said deputies responded to a shooting Monday morning when Payne was identified and taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. Lawrence Doherty was present at the scene, according to the sheriff's office. The 29-year-old Doherty was arrested on a first-degree murder warrant after homicide detectives interviewed him. Payne played in 107 NBA games, averaging 4 points and 3 rebounds over 4 seasons with the Atlanta Hawks, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Orlando Magic. Before his NBA career, Payne played college basketball as a Michigan State Spartan for 4 years. He also played overseas. Payne's unique friendship with 8-year-old cancer patient Lacey Holdsworth also gained national media attention. Their friendship started after Holdsworth fell in love with his dunking ability, and their bond eventually moved off the court. Payne would frequently pay visits to Holdsworth after she died in 2014. He helped keep her name alive through the Princess Lacey legacy. So sleep in paradise, Adriane Payne, former NBA player. All right. Okay. Now next one is 12 reasons why Tom Brady might be a good fit as a future Fox Sports analyst. So here we go. Now, I don't know how anybody feels about this, but well, let's get to what's going on here. Okay, hold on a second. Okay. This is according to the Sporting News website. Tom Brady hasn't decided yet when to leave NFL action for good, returning to play a third season as Buccaneers starting quarterback in 2022. But he's already decided on what he will be doing right after he retires. Brady will trade in his status as the GOAT quarterback to become Fox Sports lead analyst on game broadcasts, whether it's starting with the 2023 season at age 46 or beyond. Soon after the official network announcement, Brady couldn't wait to share his own enthusiasm for the future pairing. So this is what he said on Twitter. Excited, but a lot of unfinished business on the field with the Buccaneers. Hashtag LFG. Not sure what that is. Yeah. So Fox Sports / NFL says on Twitter, in quote, "We are pleased to announce that immediately following his playing career, 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady will be joining us at Fox Sports as our lead analyst." Love or hate Tom Brady, the player, fans also should be excited about continuing to hear Brady's voice in the broadcast booth. After losing the longtime duo of Joe Buck and Troy Aikman to ESPN, Fox Sports needed to answer with a big move and a big name. Without a guy like Peyton Manning in play, it doesn't get much bigger than soon replacing Aikman with Brady. Replacing Aikman with Brady. Here are 12 reasons why Brady was worth the presumed big investment. Starting with number one. Brady is a sound speaker with the right kind of old school gruff and new school excitement. He can be on an even keel and also get excited about watching a big play in the game he loves. In that sense, he also is Fox Sports' big time answer to CVS having Tony Romo. Wow. Number two, the knowledge. Romo's understanding of the game and dedication to studying the teams he is calling alongside Jim Nance in a given week has quickly made him one of the most astute analysts in any sport. Drew Brees has shown flashes of the same with NBC in his ability to recognize plays and call them out before they happen. Don't expect Brady to mail it in. He has all kinds of insight on both sides of the ball. That's unparalleled. Given everything he's seen in what will be 23 NFL seasons. Number three, the NFL's most watched broadcast, whether in the premiere Sunday late afternoon window or prime time, are the biggest source of drawing in the casual NFL fans. Everyone in America and beyond how know the basics about football, know who Brady is, and will tune in to hear what the GOAT has to say. Number four, the look. Brady has a face for television. If he wasn't tabbed for a color commentator gig with plenty of screen time, he would have found his way in front of the camera. From accelerating his advertising pitches to making more cameos in film and other TV. Number five, in the world that includes a wide range of made for sports television outfits from fancy designer suits to quarter zips, Brady is bound to bring this sartorial splendor to the booth every week and raise his profile as a fashion icon. Number six, the NFC. With Nance and Romo locked in as CBS winning duo, Fox had the biggest, most prominent opening for Brady, but it also comes with the bonus of primarily doing NFC games coming off his Buccaneers stint. This also helps Brady avoid having to comment on Patriot games for the most part. He won't be forced to be critical of Bill Belichick, much like how Payton didn't want to do Eli's games. Number seven, the partner. Kevin Burkhardt will serve as Fox's new lead play-by-play man to replace Buck, working at first with former NFL tight end Greg Olsen. Um, Olsen is a rising broadcast star, but Brady should be a natural in the booth. Burkhardt is also one of the best in the business. He knows how to compliment and get the best out of his partner. Going back to talents such as John Lynch and Charles Davis. What? I can't believe this guy's last name is Lynch. Damn. Damn, that's fucking crazy. Anyway, number eight, the ratings. These might seem like a given for this NFL's top matchups, but Fox Sports didn't want to mess around with anyone else. No, excuse me, anyone less than the game's top veteran TV draw, parlaying his popularity to even more must see football than the network had with Buck and Aikman. Number nine, the schedule. Yes, this means Brady will get to offer his analysis on some of the league's the biggest games. But it also means he can keep keep himself well connected to the big game mentally during the regular season while he transitions from needing to put in the year-long physical grind. He will still have plenty of off-season time for golf, whether it's for leisure or for more editions of the match. Number 10, the humor. This should be, this should open up opportunities for Brady to show the funny side of his personality too. He will get his chances to play off Terry Bradshaw, Jimmy Johnson, and the rest of the NFL Sunday regulars during Fox's pregame shows. He will also get his chance to channel the Mannings from Peyton to Eli to Cooper. Don't be surprised to see something like the Brady Hour or other alternate programming soon. Number 11, the eloquence. Brady is known for giving thoughtful interviews. He has done great work during weekly radio hits over the years, and his strong relationship with veteran broadcaster Jim Gray opened the door for the terrific Let's Go podcast. As Brady has become front and center of the NFL, his media work already is classy and respectful. That will make the transition to just keep talking about football for a much larger audience rather smooth. And lastly, number 12, the GOAT. When Fox Sports had an opportunity to secure the best quarterback to ever play for its airways, it would have been ludicrous not to make it work for Brady with an agreeable, sizable deal. In a year of big NFL broadcast changes, anything less than going for the greatest of all time would have been questionable for thinking. Hmm. Yeah. Um, Yeah, you know what? I'm going to after I finish recording this show and my New York podcast, hopefully I'll be able to get to it. Um I'm going to I'm going to put up a question in the in the uh in the podcast page. Um and I want to get y'all thoughts on how do you guys feel out there, for all the football heads out there. How do you guys feel about Tom Brady being a Fox Sports analyst? You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's pretty much going to be the question. So I want to hear from y'all. Anyway, so let's see what else can we talk about here. Um, so I've been saving this story actually, and yes, this is basically sports related, and this one is the indoor beach volleyball facility, and and of course takes place in Sunnyside, Queens, New York. This is what's happening, and I didn't even know about. Well, actually, I knew about this, but I wanted to actually talk about it on the pod anyway. So this was published since 3 months ago, but that doesn't mean I can't talk about it. But anyway, so let's get to it. An expansive new facility offering indoor beach volleyball as well as a sports bar and large lounge area has opened in Sunnyside. The establishment, called QBK Sports, opened last month on the ground floor of an industrial building at 41 20 39th Street, across the street from the Brew Pub, um, Ali Wife. The 17,000 square foot complex consists of three sand-based beach volleyball courts lined up next to one another. There is also a sports bar and lounge area that comes with a ping pong table. The entire facility is open plan with a barrier separating the courts from the bar and lounge area. QBK Sports is owned and operated by Leon Dubove, a former hedge fund manager from Brooklyn. The facility is the Bulls' first venture in the industry, and he says he is delighted to bring the new complex to Sunnyside. He said the reaction from patrons has been positive. It's been going well. There's been a pretty good response from people so far, the Bulls said. I am still trying to figure out what our peak and off peak times are. The Bull filled the courts with around 730 tons of high quality sand sourced from New Jersey. He said the sand makes it easier for players to jump, and it also does not scrape or cut the skin. The sand is the sand is amazing. It is the best you can find in this part of the world, the Bull said. The Bull said the facility offers a fun setting where customers of all levels can enjoy playing volleyball. The facility is open 7 days a week and all year round, including summer, since the space is air conditioned. That's pretty smart though. There are also three large TVs hanging courtside that act as scoreboards. Customers can reserve a spot on court via the company website. These spots, known as drop-ins, come in 3 hour time slots and are typically priced $45. However, the company is currently offering a 25% discount to celebrate the opening. The Bulls said the facility is open to people of all skill levels and offers a series of instruction classes where residents can learn the basics of how to play. The classes take place on Saturdays from 2 p.m. and on Mondays from 7 p.m. He said that volleyball leagues at the facility will kick off next month. The leagues come in three categories depending on player skill levels. There will be recreational leagues for beginners as well as intermediate and advanced level leagues. The facility, the Bulls said, also offers a full bar and lounge area where players can hang out after their sessions and mingle. There is seating for around 150 people. The lounge includes a mezzanine area where residents can watch the volleyball action from a height. The Bulls said the bar has a number of TVs where sports are shown throughout the day. He said residents don't have to use the volleyball courts to frequent the bar. People can just stop by and watch TV or look at the volleyball, the Bulls said. The Bulls said the bar offers a range of beers from local brewers, including Alley Wife, the Montauk Brewing Company, and Coney Island Brewery. Other beers include Stella, Corona, and Heineken, while the bar also has a range of cocktails on its menu. Fruit juices, smoothies, coffees, and energy drinks are also available, he said. The food the food menu consists of bite-sized offerings such as wings, cheese platter, and fried Brussels sprouts. Ew. Brussels sprouts. Yuck. There is also a breakfast menu consisting of overnight oats and croissants. Well, well, that's yeah. The food menu is very interesting actually. Um yeah. All right. So up next, let me see how much time we got here. Oh man, 24. All right. So, um, so, um, so the Brooklyn Cyclones. Okay. So we're gonna actually talk about that too. So let's talk about that in a sec. Um, Hang on a second. What is going on with this? Hold on, folks. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna have to use a different website here. I'm gonna have to use a different one. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So okay. Here we go. Let me see if I can. Oh, come on, man. All right. All right. So this is from May 9th. Okay. That's not that recent. Okay, so the Brooklyn Cyclones have continued the rocky start to their season as the Coney Island based team has recorded a mediocre of 12 to 14 record. So that's 12 wins and 14 losses record, and sits solidly in the middle of the standings. As the minor league affiliate of the New York Mets, the team is largely made up of up and coming prospects with dreams of rising in the MLB. Hang on a second. I don't know what happened here. Hang on. Hang on. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, rising. Yeah, rising in the MLB farm system or professional players looking to rehab injuries against lesser competition. Several Pro Bowl players have spent time in Coney Island in their big league careers, including first baseman Pete Alonso, pitcher Matt Bowman, and outfielder Michael Conforto. Brooklyn plays. Hang on. Okay, Brooklyn plays at the recently renamed what is it? Hold on a second, folks. Okay, renamed Maimonides Park. Just steps from America's Playground and their namesake roller coaster. Now playing in South Atlantic League Northern Division, the team competes with minor league affiliates of the other teams from neighboring states. The team has seen success in past years, including when they captured the league title in 2019 while capturing 6 division wins since 2000. Hold on, let me take a sip for a sec. All right. All right. So, um, but the team has struggled out of the gate this year, boosting a sub 500 record while placing near the bottom of many important statistical categories. Um, the team's 81 runs on the season marks the lowest total among 12 teams in the league. While their 158 hits is good for a second, behind only the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. Their team is 205 to 306, 295, has also translated into a poorest offensive performance on the season. Meanwhile, their pitching staff has managed to play solidly as their 3.23 combined ERA um is second best in the league. Um Matt Allen, a right-handed pitcher, is considered one of the Mets' best prospects currently on the Cyclones, though he has dealt with significant injury problems throughout his young career. Um, Other prospects that have excited Mets fans in Coney Island include hold on, let me get this right, including first baseman J.T. Schwartz, center fielder Jalen Palmer, and infielder Jose Peroza, and right-handed pitcher Junior Santos. The Cyclones will next face off against the Wilmington Blue Rocks in the series, beginning on Tuesday night in Coney Island, which was last month. Been saving this for a while, but anyway, so our next. Hang on a second. If there's any other possible. Okay. Here we go. Hold on. What is going on here? Come on. Okay. Most recently, according to this article right here, scribestory.com, and this is pertaining to a new podcast that just launched. And basically, World Star Hip Hop is launching new sports podcast called Kiss The Myst. Basically, that's Jadakiss. Holy shit! Wait a minute, Jadakiss. Hold on. Let's make some noise for this shit right here, man. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, how do you keep up with sports news? There are several ways to keep track of the latest in the sports industry, including subscribing to newsletters, social media accounts, and listening to podcasts. Of course, sports podcasts have become increasingly popular in recent months as more sports fans turn to them for the latest information. This is in part because compared to reading newsletters or watching the news, podcasts provide an entertaining and engaging alternative to visual media by reducing the amount of time spent in front of the screen. The current trend has also led to more podcasts opening, the World Star Hip Hop being the latest. World Star Hip Hop recently announced the opening of its new sports podcast, Kiss and Mystery. Okay, let's check what this is about. We good with that though. We good with that one. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, according to Hip Hop World Star, the main reasons they started the podcast was to create a community of sports fans where everyone feels at home. There are various types of sports, and sometimes it can be very difficult to find all the latest information in one place. With the Kiss and the Myst podcast to be broadcast on World Star Hip Hop, his focus is to shine a light on all kinds of sports and discuss trends in the world of sports. The show is hosted by sports analyst and tipster Mystic Zach Hirsch with the famous rapper and sports enthusiast Jadakiss. Having been in the industry for years, their diversity and experience make them a perfect team. I can agree with this right here. Yes. Mystic Zach is one of the most trusted voices in sports. With over 1 million followers on Instagram, he has a decade of professional and proven experience under his belt working with some of the top sports brands, including BetMGM and betonline.ag. Zach had the opportunity to interview top athletes and even produced and directed two successful digital short films. Don't sleep on Jake with Jake Paul and Beyond the Ring Bounty for World Star Hip Hop. Jadakiss is a renowned rapper and avid sports fan. Jada has been in the music industry for over 3 decades and has become one of the biggest forces in the New York hip hop scene, with his songs garnering a lot of attention. He is a two-time Versus winner and most recently had the opportunity to perform at Madison Square Garden in December 2021 on behalf of the New York Knicks and debuted with Kith and Nike and New York Knicks collection. Mystic Zach and Jada say they've always had a deep passion for sports and music, and through their new podcast, they are on a mission to keep their listeners informed of all the things happening in the world of sports. The two will highlight a number of sports, including soccer, basketball, and even horse racing, among others. To give the audience a much broader view, Kiss in the Mist will also feature guest host Jada and Zach say they've already talked to their first guest and are finalizing all the necessary arrangements. The first guest to appear on this podcast show will be rapper Dave East and NBA player Chris Brickley. That sounds very interesting and to listen to. Now I'm not sure they have it. I'm not sure they have any episodes uploaded. Let me check something. Um Give me a second, folks, as I look for this. Um okay. All right. So Kiss and the Mist. Now, I'm not sure if they have anything uploaded right now. They probably don't. Not anything uploaded on streaming platforms at the moment, but unfortunately, you know what? Hold on. Let's see if they have. Let's see if they have a yes. If the Kiss and the Mist have social media. Let's see. Um, Let me turn this down. Um, Kiss and the Mist. Okay, so they do have. So they do have a web. They do have social media for the podcast, actually. So Kiss in the Mist. All right. So let's see if they have any episodes uploaded. Let's see. I haven't been on World Star in a minute, but let's see. Unfortunately, I don't know if they have any episodes. They don't got any episodes uploaded quite yet, but it just um I believe they just when did hold on, let me see when hold on. They just launched it. Let me see. Wait a second. They just launched this since May 5th. I did not wow. That's crazy, man. Um Let me see. I don't think they have anything uploaded to any streaming platforms, but I know they have it on the World Star YouTube channel. So you more than welcome to actually check it out on their work on the World Star Hip Hop channel on YouTube. Actually, that's where you can check it out. I don't think they have anything uploaded on to streaming platforms quite yet, but um, but if I hear anything, I'll probably set this one out though. Um, all right. Um, let me see if I could. Let me see if there's anything else. Let's see if there's anything else that I need to talk about here before I met. Oh, Nike! I forgot to talk about that. That's a good thing I didn't forget that one. Let's talk about that one. Okay, hold on a minute here. Hold on a second here. Wait a minute. Um, wait. Nike releases video directed by Spike Lee. Okay. Okay, it's Nike releases um, video directed by Spike Lee. Here we go. All right, so here we go. I'm glad I didn't forget this. So let's get into this right here. Um, Now this is according to Hypebeast website. Um, Here's what's going on here. Um, as Nike reflects on the past 50 years of innovation this year and looks forward to the next 50, it introduces its latest global anthem, "Seen in Awe," which pays homage to its storied past while expressing excitement for the limitless promise of future generations. The "Seen It All" video is directed by filmmaker Spike Lee, who remixes his iconic role as industry OG Mars Blackman, of course, obviously from the movie She's Gotta Have It, and features Indigo Hubbard Salk, who represents the future as the optimistic young protagonist Zimmy. Excuse me. Protagonist Zimmy. Um, the short film presents over 40 legendary Nike athletes over the past half century as the brand looks to expand sport for a new generation, from Tiger Woods to Mia Hamm. Well, not the ham that people put on their sandwich. So from LeBron James to Serena Williams, from Cristiano Ronaldo to Sabrina Lone School. Every moment from the first 50 years was just the beginning, writes the video description. Throughout the rest of the month, Nike promises to uncover iconic artifacts and exclusive content from the Department of Nike Archives through a variety of digital storytelling and physical retail experiences. Member exclusive products will also be made available via the Nike app. Stay tuned for more updates. Well, that's very impressive, actually. That's very impressive, though. Um, so yeah, that right there is pretty cool. Um, so yeah, I have to say, I'm pretty impressed, though. Anyway, let's see if I have anything to talk about as far as like. Oh wait. Oh wait. It was something in baseball news that I wanted to cover actually. As far as you know what? Let's take a look here. Hold on a minute here. Um. Okay, so let's see. All right. So let's go to AM Sports here. Yeah, let's go to anything most recent about the Mets. Let's see. Um what's today? The 12th? Oh, okay. All right. All right. So in New York Yankee news, aka the Bronx Bombers, the New York Yankees went through a few lineup changes before Sunday's first pitch in the Bronx, which included Gleyber Torres and Jose Trevino being scratched. Manager Aaron Boone said that Torres was under the weather, but the team wasn't worried that it was COVID. Trevino was dealing with a little back thing. He played through on Saturday and was still dealing with it when he arrived at the ballpark on Sunday. Um okay. Yeah. He obviously played very well with it, Boone said of Trevino's back issue. Came in with it still lingering today. So with the off day tomorrow ahead of 20 in a row, it isn't something I want to mess with him. He's available too. So treat it like a normal day where he's on the bench. Pinch hitting situations and things like that, he's good to go. But just something we didn't want to mess with. Trevino was just getting treatment on his back, and the Yankee skipper said there was no need for tests on it. Things started to act up on Saturday, but he had been able to get through it without an issue. Torres, who was dealing with a stomach issue, and Trevino had both been listed to play on the Yankees lineup when it was released Sunday morning. The New York catcher was the first of the two to be scratched shortly after the lineup was publicized, and then a second update shortly before Boone spoke with reporters took out Torres. Kyle um Kyle Higashioka started behind the plate, and DJ LeMahieu took over Torres' spot at second. Yankees update on Aroldis Chapman. Okay. Aroldis Chapman threw his first bullpen session on Saturday since he went on the injured list on May 24th due to left Achilles tendonitis. Sheesh. He would throw another bullpen on the field on Tuesday, Boone said. The Yankees, the Yankee closer has had a tough season so far with a 3.86 ERA in 14 innings of work prior to the injury. The injury has allowed Clay Holmes to usurp Chapman as the team's closer. So okay, so the 20 game stretch on the horizon for the Yankees. The Yankees will get a day off on Monday before they start a stretch that will see New York play 20 games over the 20 days, starting with Tampa Bay Rays visit to Yankee Stadium starting Tuesday. The Yankees will also see the Houston Astros 5 times during the 20-day span as well. New York New York held a 7-game lead over the Astros for the top spot in the American League, heading into Sunday's final game between the Yankees and Chicago Cubs. The Rays trailed the Bombers by 9 games for the division going into Sunday. End quote. We are coming up against a stretch of some really good teams, Boone said. I mean, you look forward to that. You love playing against other opponents, and we know we'll have our work cut out for us in the next couple of weeks, especially in the stretch when we're playing um ever every single day, or is it every single day? I think our guys really look forward to that. They look forward to playing against the best competition, and the teams we're going to see are all teams that are obviously playing really well. New York will face the Oakland Athletics and Cleveland Guardians as well during the 20 game span. The Yankees had to deal with a Samuel situation earlier in the season due to the weather forcing games to be postponed. Okay. Um okay. Let's see. Let me see. Hold on a minute here. Hold on 1 second here. Um Hold on. Come on. Okay. So here we go. Hang on. I do wanted to talk about a Mets update in terms of what's going on with hang on a second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let me see. All right, hold on a second. Starling Marte. Hold on a second. Injury news. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I wanted to touch base on the whatever that is. Okay, so Amazing Avenue talks about what is it? Okay, so it's two people. So it's Colin Holderman to the IL, but Starling Marte set to return today. So here's what's happening here. Um, the Mets lost to the Angels in Anaheim 11-6 as the Angels offense unloaded for 5 home runs of Carlos Carrasco and the Mets bullpen, including 2 from Mike Trout and 1 from um Shohei Otani, both of whom went 3 for 4 on the night. The Mets scored some runs late in the blowout loss, including 4 runs in the ninth inning, featuring Khalil Lee's first major league home run. However, this one was never really within reach. Starling Marte will be back in the Mets lineup today. Um, for those of you who may not know who are Met fans, he had a left quad issue. So um, A left quad is feeling much better. He says that his left quad is feeling much better, but the Mets decided to keep him on the bench last night as Lorenzen is very effective against righties. And Colin Holderman was placed on the 15-day injured list with a right shoulder impingement. Jake Reed was called up to take his place on the roster. Holderman says he dealt with a similar impingement last year and does not expect it to be a serious issue. Mets manager Buck Showalter talked to Laura Albanese of Newsday about the Mets showing resilience in the face of injuries this year, which comes with a team first mentality. 5 of the 15 living members of the 1962 Mets will be present at Old Timers Day, and they are very much looking forward to it. Mike Vaccaro of the New York Post writes about the unique circumstance of both New York baseball teams being good at once. All right. The Phillies notched their ninth straight win with a 4-zip victory over the Diamondbacks. It's the first time the Phillies have won 9 straight games since 2011. Anyway, Phillies closer Corey Nebel experienced shoulder stiffness while warming up in yesterday's game and ultimately did not come in the game. I shut him down, manager Rob Thompson said will reassesses. Um, Rob Thompson has been playing the Phillies younger players now dubbed Phillies daycare more, and his communication style with them has been important to the team's recent success, writes Alex Coffey of the Philadelphia Inquirer. Of course, the Braves are also red hot and came from behind to to crush the Pirates 10 for their 10th straight victory. The Nationals bested the Brewers in an 8-6 slugfest in which Juan Soto, Nelson Cruz, and Josh Bell all homered in a row in the fifth inning. Of course, to celebrate Sean Doolittle reaching 10 years of the Major League service, his national teammates brought him a Darth Vader mask signed by David Prowse, the actor who was in the suit for the original trilogy. Well, that's pretty interesting. Um, let's see, let's see. Um, yeah, um, yeah. um, yeah. Let's see. Also, let's see. So, let me see. Yeah, I did that already. So, this is I think just a sec. Just a second. Anyway, man, in other news, well, yeah, well, I think that's about it though, man. I thought there's more, but it already started right now, so I'm going to wrap up this show right now. So let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up right now though, man. I think that's enough for this. So there you go, right there, man. Hey, hey, folks out there, man, who's listening, especially those who are New York Yankee fans, Mets fans, and of course all the other sports games like football and all that other stuff. Of course, this is baseball season. I'm covering baseball season and stuff, so I am going to cover that too. So, anyway, man, you like what you heard in today's episode? Feel free to show some love by making a charitable donation to my Cash App, which is $ G Money Stacks 555. That's $ capital G lowercase MONEY capital S, lowercase TACKZ, 555. Once again, it's not about breaking the bank. It's all about doing the best you can on what you can afford. Whatever amount you decide to donate will be appreciated. So there you go, right there, man. Anyway, man, I'm gonna do. There's a segment I haven't done in a minute. I like to do. Um, hang on a second, man. Let me see. I like to do. Yeah, I like to do podcast free game mechanisms for a second, if you allow me to do this. All right. It's been a minute since I did this segment right here. Podcast free game mechanism. This is where I actually inform the people who are interested in making a podcast, like I'm doing right now with 3 shows underneath of my belt. And I'm going to inform you on some key important ingredients that you need to start a podcast. Who says that you need a fancy studio to actually record podcast episodes when you could actually get headphones and you could actually get a microphone to connect to your laptop? And of course, yes, like I said, you need a laptop to actually do your live streams whatsoever, especially for YouTube purposes, for recording episodes, whether your show is like basically interview based or it's basically something else. So yes, so you don't necessarily need any particular microphone that's too expensive. It could be a Yeti microphone, it could be an Voxcon A800 microphone model that I'm using, which I bought from the Target website. You can find it in the in you can find it in Target. You can find it in Best Buy. You can find it on. You can find microphones also on Amazon, and of course, you can also find them at Walmart as well. And along with the laptop I just mentioned, you also need a supporting software. And this is where StreamYard comes in. You also need StreamYard to actually help with your live stream for YouTube. Um for YouTube, whether it's for on Facebook, whether it's for Twitch. I don't use LinkedIn. I don't know how many people are still using that shit, but anyway, so what you want to do is set up a StreamYard account. You can put your email address or the podcast show email address as well. Either way, after you type in one of those email addresses, you're going to see if you can get yourself a login code. Now, the login code, for those of you who may not know, is basically when the people from StreamYard will send you um a login number of 6 numbers. Once you see those 6 numbers in your email, when you go to it, you copy and paste those 6 numbers in the space, and then by the time you do that, you should be good to go on trying to set up your live stream schedule, depending on how many days you're trying to actually do this. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people will do their live streams and podcast episodes on a weekly basis, like I'm doing right now. So I could be so I could continue to be, and I'm trying to be relevant as possible, man. Like I'm not trying to look for fame or anything like that or clout, as some people might call it, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to actually express this, though, man. Let me express this to you folks out there that's interested in making a podcast. Look, the most important thing about being a podcaster, creating content and stuff like that is to, make sure you're being yourself. Don't worry about being famous and all that other stuff. Don't worry if you don't have millions of followers and all that other shit. Do you know how many people who have millions of followers that don't even know what they're doing? You know what I'm saying? Do you know how many times you hear people who have millions of followers and shit like that, but do they even tune into your stuff? I mean, think about it though, folks. You know what I'm saying? And that's actually what I've been actually trying to think to myself, actually, man. Like, do I want to be defined by the amount of followers that I have? I mean, I don't think you should be defined by the amount of followers you have on social media, because how often do millions of followers even talk to you? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying this because it really kind of baffles me that we are in society trying to get validation from other motherfuckers who think that, oh, because you have millions of followers on social media, you should get pre- special preferential treatment. Like, come on, man. Whatever happened to looking at people as human beings based on the quality of content and the quality of you know, you know, types of work that they're trying to do, especially podcasts. Podcasting has been booming for years more than radio, to be honest with you, man. And that's one of the reasons why I actually chose um podcasting over radio personalities, because I don't want to have to worry about the FCC sometimes and being politically correct. You know what I'm saying? They don't need to for you to worry about that as you create content. Like it doesn't really matter what type of content it is, as long as people are hearing your voice and you're expressing yourself on whatever story topics you got to talk about in each episode whatsoever. Don't let anybody stop you from accomplishing your goals and dreams of being a podcaster. Look, if I can do this and reach success, and I already did with my first podcast already, off the Meat Rat Chains New York podcast, which already made a year, and I'm actually trying to make it 2 years too, which is going to be crazy though, man. I guess the point that I'm trying to make here is um you want to do something that makes you happy and that makes you feel like you're in therapy. Think of podcasting as therapy and a journal that you keep. You know what I'm saying? And the way I look at podcasting, it's been very therapeutic to me, and it actually helps me even more. So I don't have to worry about feeling insecure about myself, about anything. Look, do I miss the idea of me being, popular and shit like that? Maybe. But at some point, having a buzz is just a moment, just like fame. What these two have in common is just nothing but a moment. It doesn't last forever. The only thing that lasts forever when it comes to people who are creating podcast episodes and our podcaster hosts like myself is for you to actually, you know, cater to yourself. You know, being able to stay out of trouble on things, you know what I'm saying, with all this crazy slashings and shit that's going on right now. But um, you know, for me, I have to really say that I really am proud of myself for reaching this far because, you know, and and this has not been done overnight though, man. This is not done in one day. You know what I'm saying? Like New York was not built in a day. It took years. And in my case, it took like months and a year for me to make it this far. Now do I really like as far as validation, you want to make sure you're looking for validate you have to look for validation in the right places, not the wrong places as far as like, those who are being fake. So you want to stay away from fake motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's my podcast free game mechanisms for you folks out there that's interested in stuff like that. And yeah, that's gonna do it with what I have to say right there though. So let me just give myself an applause. All right. So the next segment right here, man, which is one of my favorites right here, is stream choices on the go. Make sure you follow Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast on Instagram alongside with my other podcast, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast, Off the Meat Rat Chains New York podcast, along with myself and my primary handle, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you don't miss a beat. Now, if you have any questions of any typical ideas or any typical sport topics that you want me to talk about, you can DM it to me at G Money Stacks in Queens, New York. Now, hold on. G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. You can DM it to me, or you could actually you could email the you can email the show on Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast at gmail.com. And yeah, and if you like to leave a voice message with any typical topic ideas, any questions relating to sports, whatever it is, and feel free to do so. You know what I'm saying? Um, which is Anchor .fm. You could go to the link in bio where it says Linktree / Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast right there, and you could be able to you could see a whole list of audio streaming platforms where you can listen to the episodes and stuff. And tell me what you think, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, and how do you feel about certain things, and how do you feel about Tom Brady, who is going to be a future Fox Sports broadcaster, analyst, though. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, and speaking of Anchor, that's where we're gonna start with, where you can listen to the episodes. Make sure you subscribe and follow the show on every audio streaming platform that I'm going to mention to you right now, which is Anchor, Audible, Audacity, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Play FM, Pocket Cast, Podfriend, Podorama, Podopolo, Podcast Addict, Podcast Index, Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Podcasts. Don't forget to listen. Don't forget to give a 5-star rating on Podfriend, Podchaser, and Spotify. And you can also listen to the sports podcast on Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the number one app for music, radio, and podcast. And you can make sure you can follow my other shows, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast Review Show. And you can also follow Off the Meat Rack Chains New York podcast on iHeartRadio as well. And last but not least, make sure you grab that subscribe button and tap that noni bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. Leave a like in the comment. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. And if you miss any previous episodes, any previous latest episodes that's been dropped on YouTube or audio streaming platforms, make sure you catch up on all the episodes that's been dropped. The episodes are going to be dropped on Thursdays on every streaming platform. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to record this week because of certain things that came up at the last minute, which I'm not going to get into. So anyway, yes, so share the episodes, share the videos, tell a friend to another friend, and also download these episodes. It's very important. Download these episodes, all right? So that way you can get an idea on what typical topics that I've talked about and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And also, make sure you share the podcast with your wives, your husbands, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, and of course your friends and the people that you're cool with at the at work or in your careers and stuff like that. So there you go, right there, man. All right, so I think that's gonna do it for me. I think that's gonna do it for me right here. Um, I'm G Money Stacks. Thank you very much for listening and tuning into episode 28 titled. Hold on, let me just read the episode title before I even wrap up here. Hang on a second here. Hang on a second here. Hang on one second. Yes, I appreciate every single one of you who listened to the episodes and were able to actually you know spread the word to your friends, all that good shit though. You know what I'm saying? Um yeah, and I thank you for listening to episode 28 titled Excellent Summertime Has Come Earlier. All right. Yeah, I realized that summer is around the corner, so you know what I'm saying. So that's why I titled that. I figured, you know, with baseball season already here, and summer's already here, so you know what I'm saying. So that's why I named this episode that. So, I appreciate you. Thank you for listening, tuning in, and rocking with me. And you remember, the grind does not stop. Hard work pays off, and of course, New York was not built in a day. Trust the process when it comes to your craft, when it comes to your podcast shows that you started, your vision. And of course, you know, for people who are interested in making podcast shows and stuff like that, let me just remind you, ownership, ownership is important. Creative control of your content is important too. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to put it out there because you don't want to be under you don't want to be under a network that is going to a podcast network that's going to actually control your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I'm very, 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 very adamant in regards to when it comes to creative control, creative freedom, and ownership to what I created and what I started and what I'm hosting. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing for sure, you have to know that your show is underneath your name, not the corporations. Remember that. All right. And also do some, you can do something that makes you happy. Don't worry about pleasing your parents. It's not about them, it's about you. All right. I'm gonna be out of here. I'm about to enjoy this Mets baseball game. G Money Stacks is signing off. I'll see you guys next time, next Sunday. Same sports place, same sports room, same man cave sports room right here in Queens, New York, right here where I'm recording. All right. Peace and one love, and have yourselves a good week and a good night.